Okay, next video, this is part 3. Today's date, January 26th, 2013. To begin, I do want to say, as far as the treatments, that is, for me, I did not like Avonex. It did not work very well for me. I hate that you see the monitor on my glasses. I did not like Avonex. It just, the side effects I really did not like. But for you, or someone that you know, whomever, Avonex may work just fine. So that's something that you're going to have to discuss with your neurologist. Research the treatments. They do have a lot. Not a lot, but they got a pretty good amount. And they finally have the oral form, so you don't have to inject yourself anymore. So yeah, for me it didn't work that great. I got off of it. So what I did was I switched I switched neurologists, because the neurologist I had I didn't really care too much for anyways. And actually, no, this is how this worked. I went to a different neurologist, and he wrote me a prescription to change from Avonex, which is interferon beta 1A, to Copaxone, which is glutamine acetate. Now, there are multiple differences here. The Avonex is intramuscular, which means it's got a longer needle, which they switched my needle because of my body weight from 1.25 inches that they come with. They started giving me a 1-inch needle, which was better, but still, it's a 1-inch needle, which you stab yourself and you inject into your muscle. I switched from that to Copaxone, which is an under the skin. I think they call it like subcontinuous, subcontagious, whatever. They call it something funny. It's under the skin. So it's a much smaller needle, and I had a auto injector, which was nice, because then I didn't have to actually look at the needle when I did it. Everything went in the auto injector. You didn't see anything. And you put the injector, you put it wherever you're going to shoot yourself, which, like here, and, there's a few places. You do want to rotate. You don't want to do the same place over and over. And you inject yourself. And for me, my side effect was kind of immediately it itched. Like, pretty bad. And then once the itch was gone, I was fine. Nothing else. So I liked that much better. I was seeing a neurologist whom I actually did not like too much. And I did switch him. But, let's see. How do I start getting interesting, actually? A lot of this is going to have a lot of my own personal feelings and things that I've done some research, and not very much is, it's like not official. This is my stuff, my personal ideas. So, you just have to say that. But, I went to the dentist, right? Because I did mechanics. I went to high school. I went to college after that, and I went to Triton College, where I achieved my associate's degree with a major in automotive, and I worked as a full-time mechanic. Then I began to think, I better go back to school, getting an education is something else that I can do besides the mechanics, because that's very labor intensive. So I I applied for UIC, which I got into, and so I did a bunch. That's a big story all in its own, because I had to fill in prereqs, and I went to the community college to do so, and blah 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 blah. But just before I started going to UIC, I decided to go to the dentist because I had a really good chip in my front tooth, right there. That thing was chipped really, really good. So I went, I said, I'm going to get that fixed. So I went. And I told the dentist, I said, yeah, pull my wisdoms out. I have them. And I do bite my cheeks every once in a while, or quite frequently. So I said, pull my wisdoms. And yeah, just do the cleaning, check for cavities, and we're going to fill them all in, and then repair the chipped tooth. So I had the wisdoms pulled. That's fine. Now I no longer have any wisdoms, which is cool. All 4 of them gone. It's not that big of a deal. Not for me. And then I had the teeth cleaned. I had both of my front teeth. We did both of them for a color match, which didn't really matter, because what they do is they shave the tooth down completely, and they remake a tooth in porcelain. They're called veneers. So my 2 front teeth are veneers. They're fake. And one of them kept falling off, and it fell off a bunch of times. I switched dentist, and he made me a whole new veneer. So my 2 front teeth are 2 different colors. It's hard to see, but if you look, you'll notice. Now, the reason I'm saying this is because with the cavities, there were cavities, and they put in, they're called amalgams, which most people call them silver tooth fillings. Now, I'm going to say, do not do that. Never, ever, ever get silver tooth fillings. And the reason I say that is because there's a high level of mercury in them. And that mercury does actually leak out and get into the human body. Now, mercury is the worst neurotoxin known to man. And in other countries in this world, they banned it. They don't even use it. But in America, we still use it. And the dentists are taught that once it's in the amalgam, it doesn't come out. And that's kind of false. You can look this up on the internet. There's a big debate about it. About, banning it in America. So, take a look. But here's what happened. Yeah, I got the amalgams put in. Now, I was diagnosed in 2005. Here we are, it's 2008. That's 3 years later. I get amalgam. And, well, in that whole time, I was fine. Perfectly fine. I get the amalgams. A couple months after that, I got hit really hard. Like, really, really hard. I began, there's optic neuritis. So I have a little amount of nerve damage, optic nerve damage. I don't see that good, to the point where I stopped driving because I'm not comfortable with it. And I might start again. But then I began to limp, and my balance was off, and just my walk got really, really bad. And I got to the point where I needed a cane, and it kept getting worse, and I ended up needing a walker. So I had to walk with a walker. Now, this lasted, I walked with a walker for a couple years, definitely. Because now I'm going to run out of time. I'll probably make another video so I can finish off this story. But do take a look for number 4 now? And I'll finish off this story. Talk to you later. Bye bye.